coming out here after 30 years. Yeah, I ain't got nothing, but I'm gonna have something because I'm rich in personality, you know, and I'm rich in love. My family love me, and that's really all that counts. Shout out to everybody out there on Team Banky Pound, man. I appreciate the love. Boom, 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 boom. Appreciate the support. 33 years of prison stories, man. We rolling. We trying to get to that 100K. We trying to reach them all. We trying to keep them out these penitentiaries, man. So they wanted to live this type of life, this type of lifestyle. You know, it is all bad, man. So I appreciate everybody who been rocking with me, man. I appreciate everybody who subscribe, like, share these videos, man. I really believe that they are helping someone, you know, and that's all we ask for, man. Maybe we could change your mindset, maybe we could save a life, and if we can do that, man, we'd have made some positive change, and that's what we trying to do over here on TBP, man. So TBP Nation, I appreciate you. Recently too, man, I've been hip to what the likes really mean, man. That, you know, as far as like the algorithm, someone that you know, pulled my coat to that, man. So, you know, some of these videos we be getting 10, 15, you know, 20,000 views, man, but we don't have number like, you know, 800, 900,000 and some likes, man. So I was told, you know, 10,000 likes, man, moves you tremendously in the algorithm, which grows the channel, man. So if you are watching these videos and you do like them, man, just take the time. I appreciate it, just to hit that button and like the video. See if we can get this thing rolling a little faster, man. We rolling. We in slow motion, but slow motion is still motion. So I appreciate you all, man. So try to remember that and like these videos if you like it. Today, man, I wanted to talk about something I feel like is a throwback joint, man, but it's kind of crazy. You know, it's something this you know, crazy as it sounds, is normal to me because I went through it and experienced it, so I know what it's like. But I understand that some of these things that I went through, or some of these things that's normal in the system, kind of like may not be normal to y'all, so y'all may be interested in it. So I wanted to share this video with y'all this morning, man, and see what y'all think. This is a video that I definitely want your feedback on, and tell me what you think, because for me, looking back on it now, it's like, it's crazy, you know. It's like some, you know, slavery mentality type thing. But when I first came in the system, man, they actually had a charge, man, that they was enforcing, man, especially in the mountains when you was around them, like, you know, on them racist institutions. And even before I left, even up in the mountains, and yeah, they still enforcing this, man. It's called reckless eyeballing. Yeah, reckless eyeballing. That means that they were literally telling you not to look at somebody too long, especially the females. It was more or less geared towards the female COs, administration, whoever it was. They was telling you not to look at them. Literally, not to look at them. And not to look at them in a certain way. And they was enforcing this, man. They was literally trying to tell you where you can look and who you can look at. Now, if that ain't a slave mentality, I don't even know what it is. But they was enforcing this, man. I mean, they'll walk up to you, hey, what you looking at? What you looking at? Hey, come here. Pull you over and everything, turn you around, cuff you up, take you to jail, lock you up, man, give you a charge for reckless eyeballing. I'm telling you, you can't make this stuff up, man. They was doing this to dudes coming in there. They was enforcing all of these different type of crazy rules, man, where you know, you young and you coming in the system, and you know, you out here in these mountains with these people, man, and you literally you in a different world. You don't even understand what's going on, but they're literally brainwashing you, you know, subliminally brainwashing you, telling you not to look at these females. They were so, bent on making sure that you didn't get the attention of these females in a type of way that these females might be enticed by you, or they might like you or whatever, that they was enforcing this charge right here. Like, I don't know what, man. I can't even tell you how many dudes got locked up for that charge alone, man. Just reckless eyeballing, just looking at a female. But yet you put females in a male prison. You know, you put females in a male prison to work where a male is without a woman, period. And now you telling him that he can't even look at a woman without getting a charge, without him being in the wrong. Looking, not saying anything, not touching them, but just looking at them, you can get locked up. Yeah. And it's a charge that you can't even beat. How can you beat it? You know, you can't even beat the charge. You got a male officer saying he saw you looking at a woman, even if she didn't see you, or you got the woman saying that he was looking at me in a certain type of way, or he was looking at me in a lustful way. How you gonna beat the charge? You know what I'm saying? It's impossible to beat the charge. So I don't, you know, this just was crazy to me. Now it's even more crazy when I'm on the outside, you know, looking back in and just remembering those things and remembering those days. You know, it was a more or less too like an intimidation factor. They always wanted to intimidate you. They always wanted to keep you, you know, in a submissive position where you was always nervous or you was always scared to be doing anything out of line, because they had the power and they had the position. You see what I'm saying? So, man, it was just it was some crazy times I can remember back then, man. And this was the first time I can remember it. Like I said, was on Augusta. And when we was up there on Augusta, we way up there in the mountains, man. And it's like 98% all the staff, all the administration is white, all of them. And it's like 90-some% of the population is black or brown. How this happen? You know what I'm saying? And this is legal. And I'm telling you, man, they took cold advantage of it. They were so terrified and so petrified of you talking to them women, man, that they just went above and beyond. And it was always more so the males officers that really enforced it, because they were the one that was intimidated. You know, they was intimidated by our presence. They was intimidated by our look. They was intimidated by us, period. So they didn't want you around their woman at all. But yet at the same time, they had so much nepotism going on up there that almost every dude that worked there, which made it even worse, either his wife worked there, his daughter worked there, his sister worked there, his aunt worked there, his aunt, his uncle worked there, his grandmama worked there. Man, they had one family up there. They like one of the biggest families up there, man. Almost everybody worked there, man. The whole family. Grandmas, nieces, nephews, sisters, brothers, wives, cousins, everybody, man. It's like you heard the same name. It's like two sets of them. You heard their name. They all over the compound. So you got to imagine, if you have a problem with one, then you got the whole family that don't like you. You got the whole family that's coming against you. So you may be getting charges after charges, all with the same last name on the charge, who wrote the charge, but these all are the same family, but different people. You know what I'm saying? Just because one person in the family then had a beef with you and they don't like you, now you got a whole family against you, man. How can you possibly even win? Man, it was just insane up there, man. It was insane. But no matter what they did, no matter how hard they fought, no matter what I have never been on an institution, and Augusta was included, where some of them dudes ain't get through the cracks, man. Because some of them dudes was still getting them women. Some of them dudes got involved with them women. Some of them dudes, you know, had women quit and come mess with them. I mean, all types of stuff. It was going on despite their efforts to stop it. You know what I'm saying? All going so far as to tell you you can't look at a woman without getting a charge. Man, I'm telling you, man, this was insanity at its best, man. And when you're in the midst of it, you can't really see it. You have to get outside of it, because you're coming into a place, and, you know, in society, normally we already brainwashed anyway to just look at somebody and see that they're an authority figure. So we figure like they above us, or they have more power than us, so we have to give them a certain level of respect. So when you got to imagine you coming in an institution and you young and you don't know nothing and you ain't never been locked up, and they telling you these are the rules, they are essentially trying to brainwash you to, you know, for the rest of your bit. So that's how you think Oh, I can't look at a woman. I can't, I can't look at her. I might get a charge, or I got to hold my head down, or stuff like that, man. It was crazy, man. It was insane, man. But it was real. It was real, and it was a lesson, man. You had to have a strong mind to, not lose yourself, man. Because they definitely was down on you about this, and this was something that was serious. So the crazy part about it is they got women working everywhere in the institution. You got women in the booth. You got women working on the floor. You got women in the library. You got women in the kitchen. You got women in the whole nursing staff is all women. So they telling you, don't look at a woman. Don't look her to her eye. Don't let your eyes scan her, from head to toe. If you do any of that, then you could get locked up. Yeah, and then you tell me this ain't a form of brainwashing. That's all it was. You know what I'm saying? That's all it was a form of brainwashing, man. And they try to push that all the way down your throat. I mean, seriously, they wanted you to walk in the line. They brainwashing you to everything. They want you couldn't come out without having your shirt tucked in your pants. If you ain't had your shirt tucked in, if you had a piece of your shirt tucked out, especially like in the morning or something on your way to breakfast, dudes is rushing, trying to get up and get dressed or whatever, and you got your shirt hanging out, they pull you over to the side. Hey, what you doing with your shirt out? Your shirt tucked out, man. Your shirt untucked in the back. Your shirt untucked in the front. And you be like, man, what you talking, man? It's early in the morning. They might send you right back to the building. Might send you right back to the building. If you refuse to go back to the building or you put up any type of argument, then you going to jail. But they also sending you back to the building. They denying you, access to eat breakfast. When everybody in there is supposed to be able to be afforded 3 meals a day, no matter what. But they would send you back to the building because they said that you weren't properly dressed, or you was walking slow in the line on the way to child. You lagging back. You got to keep the line tight. You can't have no gaps in the line, and you got to have your shirt tucked in, and you got to have your shirt buttoned up to a certain level, man. This was like boot camp, man. And yet we in prison. These dudes is felons. You got dudes in here for murder. You got dudes in here for kidnapping. You got dudes in here for armed robbery. You got dudes in here for every type of charge you could think of, and you sitting up here telling them he got to have his shirt tucked in and the shirt buttoned all the way up and be dressed in a certain type of way, and you got to walk in a straight line, and you can't have no gaps in your line, and when you get around all these women, you better hold your head down, don't look at them. What? You know what I'm saying? So you can just imagine, man, the things that was going through dude's mind, during that time. I know what was going through my mind. I felt like I was in the Twilight Zone. You know what I'm saying? But you young and you don't know nothing, and they telling you that this is the way it is. This is how it is. You know what I'm saying? So, and at the time, I think Augusta was freshly open. It hadn't even been open nothing but a couple of years. So most of these people in administration, they ain't even never worked in a prison system in their life. So they're being told how to carry them and what to do and what the rules are, and they're enforcing these things as they're being told because they don't know no more than what you know. You knew in the system and they knew to the system. So it's like a give and take, man. They trying to impose their will on you, and you trying to keep your manhood and keep your pride and keep your dignity to say, even though I'm locked up, I'm still a human being. You know what I'm saying? I'm still a man. You can't tell me that I can't even look at a woman. You understand? We not talking about touching a woman, trying to rap to a woman, trying to approach the woman or anything like that. You trying to tell a man he can't look at a woman. You know what I'm saying? You trying to, demasculate a man right there, in his mind. You're trying to already make him think that this is how you want to think. You see what I'm saying? And then later on, Augusta became one of the biggest institutions on there. This is why I think now, looking back in retrospect, Augusta had some of the biggest population of homosexuality going on the whole institution. You know what I'm saying? This is the same institution that had Boo Boo and Charles and Michelle and all of that. And they promoted that. This is why they was able to get in the same cell with each other for all the time. Michelle was always able to get in the cell with whoever they wanted to get in there with. As I told y'all with Boo Boo and Charles, no matter all the controversy and all the trouble and all the things they got in, they was always managed to get back in the cell with each other. See, they promoted that. You know what I'm saying? This was part of the psychological brainwashing. They promoted that. Don't look at no woman on this institution that's a reckless eyeball in charge. We'll lock you up. But you want to go get in the cell with another man and have a homosexual relationship, then they promoted that. You see what I'm saying? So it was, you know what I'm saying? If you didn't know, and a lot of times when you that young, you know what I'm saying, you don't know. This is why a lot of dudes got caught up, because of the way they was brainwashing, the way they was programming them. They was pushing them towards this type of lifestyle. When they telling you that you can't even look at a woman, if you look at a woman, there's a penalty to pay for that. But if you want to move in the cell with another man and carry on a relationship, then they're gonna promote that. Trying to tell you, man, this thing was deeper than what people knew it to be from the outside looking in, man. And you had to be able to think, man. You had to be able to think, man. You had to be an independent thinker, man. If not, man, you was gonna lose your way in there. And now, like I say, looking back on it, man, I think it was designed that way. You know, it was designed that way for sure. You know, because I'm telling you, man, I know many cats that got locked up for that. But then you had a whole lot of different dynamics on there too, because a lot of them people had never even been around, you know, black folks or Mexicans or Puerto Ricans and nothing like that in that close proximity. They had never been. They grew up in communities of all white people. They went to school with all white people. So some of them was, you know, disgusted by, you know, our mere presence, but yet they got a job here and got to work with us. So you can imagine the treatment. But then you had some of them that was literally fascinated. Those were the ones that the dudes was able to get to. Those were the ones that the dudes were, you know, ended up having relationships with certain women, or women was quitting and wanted to see them. Those exact same women in those communities, man, was shunned in the whole community. You know, she came working in the institution and she ended up in there messing with a black guy. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it was just crazy, man. You know what I'm saying? It was an insane environment up there, man. They eventually had a black dude that they had put on the institution that had came from another institution, that he ended up coming up there and becoming a major. Man, he went through so much racial bias up there, man. They hated the fact that they had somebody up there that was, you know, non-white and that was in a position of power that he was in. Man, they was hating on that man so bad, man. They was busting his car windows out in the parking lot. They was flattening his tires. They was writing the N-word, spray painting the N-word on his car. And this was the major. This was like the third in charge of the whole institution. And this is what they was doing because they was so, you know, annoyed with his presence and being there. This is how racist the institution was. You know what I'm saying? So, and then you got them up there enforcing charges up to he looked at a woman funny, man, he got to go to jail. Then you in jail for 30 days because you done looked somewhere, or you been accused of looking somewhere that you weren't supposed to look. Man, yeah, man, this is, I'm telling you, man. And then what's so crazy, this stuff carried, you know, on when I went to other institutions, all the institutions that I went, it was like on Flatland or something like that. That charge may still be on the books, but they was not enforcing that charge. I ain't never been nowhere else they was enforcing that charge besides in the mountains. You know what I'm saying? So, like, fast forward all the way to the 2009, 10, 11, 12, 30, all that, when you up in the mountains, and you up here at Wallace Ridge and Red Onion and, you know, probably King Mountain, and they enforcing this same stuff because this part of these institutions is run by mostly, you know, white dudes or white administration that's intimidated by your mere presence. So they're gonna tell you that you know they enforcing the reckless eyeballing charge, especially on Wallace Ridge. They won't even playing with it, man. They won't playing with it. Hey, what you looking at? Huh? Yeah, get on your knees. Get on your knees. Get on your knees, put your hands behind your back. You know, lock you straight up. Because the same thing was going on. Most of these women that worked there was they're either significant other, their family member, their cousin, somebody they went to school with, somebody that they was cool with, and they don't even want you to even think that you can even get near them, or they don't want the woman to look at you in a way where she think you like her and she might reciprocate. So they cut that off at the top. They be watching you like hawks up there, man, to make sure you don't say it. And I told y'all, man, what happened up there with the gunning game. Psh, man, they caught you gunning up there with them women, and man, they gonna beat you down, man. Lock you up and beat you down. But the beat down is definitely coming. Yeah, that's definitely coming, man. I told y'all up there one time, the dude, he used to be getting a whole lot of gunning charges, man. They caught him gunning, and he was gunning a female that was a male sergeant's wife. Man, they went in there and beat that man down so bad, man. And then they not only beat him down, I tell you, they destroyed his property. You know, they literally poured water in his TV to mess his TV up. I told y'all the TV in prison, that's the big ticket item. You can't get nothing more expensive than the TV. You ain't gonna have no type of appliance that you gonna use more than your TV. You know what I'm saying? Because you're gonna be in your cell so much that that's your only entertainment besides whatever type of celly you got, which as y'all already know, that could be any kind. You know, it could be somebody that you don't even want to talk to, you don't even want to deal with. So your TV is gonna be your only, entertainment. So and somebody mess your TV up, man, or you get your TV broken, man, and they charging like $300 for TVs in there, man. That ain't no bigger than this. You know what I'm saying? So you already getting beat, with the prices and the price gouging and stuff when you in prison, and then somebody mess your TV up, and then you got people on the street, man, that working and doing their thing every day. Some people ain't got money to send you like that. And if it takes you to work a state job to save up enough money to get a TV, man, you getting $20-something a month. You know what I'm saying? So you do the math. And that's if you ain't going to use that to eat. You ain't going to use that to get your hygiene. You ain't going to use that to get the things you need. And trying to save for a TV, man, we talking, you know what I'm saying? So, it's crazy. But they would mess your TV up, pour baby oil and powder and all on your letters and your mail and your pictures. And, man, they was vicious up there, man. Vicious when it came to them women, man. They was vicious, and they was vicious, period. But when it came to them women, they got even meaner. They didn't want you talking to them. They didn't want you looking at them, which was crazy in itself, too, because even up there in the mountains, man, man, they had women up there chewing tobacco, man. You know what I'm saying? You got women walking around chewing tobacco, and they is worried about somebody trying to talk to these women that's chewing tobacco, man. I mean, if women chew tobacco, they just ain't do it where I came from. But I'm saying these women were literally chewing tobacco. You'd be talking to a woman out on the yard or something, or say something to a woman and stop her, ask her this question, and she got tobacco in her mouth, and she's sitting there talking to you, and she spit out, tobacco, man. And yet these people don't want, hey, what you talking to her about? Don't ask her nothing. Come here. I got a question, man. It's the CEO, I'm asking her. Well, come ask me. Come ask me. You ain't got to ask her nothing. Okay, come over here. This is officer got the same job title you got. So if I can ask you something, I can ask her something. But they didn't like that. They didn't want that happening, man. They felt super insecure about your presence, man. And they try to impose their will on you just because of that. Just because they could. Legally, they was in the right. In the administration road, that came from the top on down. You know what I'm saying? It ain't like you can complain, say, man, I can't even talk to her. Man, they won't trying to hurt that. They won't trying to hurt that at all. It didn't faze them. It didn't faze them not one bit. They enforced them rules, man. And this is in the 2000s. You know what I'm saying? In the 2000s. It won't nothing to see a woman come around there and make a round and she walk. And she making rounds when dudes in the shower. She making rounds when dudes in their cell and got to look in every cell. And they telling you that she can look at you, but you can't look back. You can't look back at her. Don't look her in the eye. Don't look her up and down. Huh? Somebody can come and just watch me, and that's their job, to just watch me, but I can't look at them back, or else I'm liable to be punished. Man, come on, man. Young fellas, this is what I'm trying to tell you, man. Yeah, this is the type of life you live in there. When you in there, man, your life don't belong to you. Your life don't belong to you, man. Everything. It's a fight every day, man, to hold your own, your own individuality, man, your own, your self-esteem and everything, because it is their job to try to tear you down and keep you, submissive and passive, and non-respect. They want you to respect them before you respect yourself. They want you to respect them before you respect yourself, man. You know what I'm saying? It's just like if you were in your cell, if I spoke on that before, you in your cell and you have to use the restroom, you have to relieve yourself, you have to urinate or something, and you got a cell partner, so you turn your back to your cell partner because y'all in close proximity, and in turn, the seller will turn himself away too. But you also always got to have your back towards him, and then in order for your back to be towards him, your front got to be towards the door. So if you do that, and then one of the officers is walking by, especially a female, then they can turn around and give you a charge for indecent exposure, right? And you're actually using, the restroom the way you're supposed to, the only way you can in your room. You understand? But if they just so happenstance to walk by your cell, you could get a charge. And they would tell you that, oh no, well, you're supposed to turn around and face the door. Turn around and face your cell. So they want you, two men in the cell, they want you to turn around and face him and disrespect him, being exposed instead of disrespect them. They want you to, disrespect yourself respect them before you respect yourself. I got to live with this person. I'm a man. Why would I face a man while I'm urinating? But you don't want me, to you, that's normal. That's what you want us to do. See what I'm saying? It's a form of brainwashing. So they say, well, somebody could be walking by. Well, why did y'all make the cells where the bathroom is right here? Why did y'all make the cells where the commode is right by the door, if that is the case? Why did y'all put females in a male institution, if that is the case? See what I'm saying? But they would rather have you disrespect each other than disrespect them. They would rather have you disrespect yourself and respect them. Nah, not going to be able to do it, but that's what they wanted. Brainwashing, man. Brainwashing. You tell me, y'all tell me, this 2023. How many of y'all just listening to this video would ever even think in your lifetime that it's somewhere on this earth that they're telling you that it is illegal to look at somebody? It is illegal to look at somebody. It is a charge to look at somebody. What? Yeah, it's really going on. Right now, that charge is probably still on the books, but it's just probably not being enforced on institutions where, like on flatland, or institutions where it's predominant, because most of the institutions is predominantly, black now. You know what I'm saying? But, the higher-ups of the administration may be white, but most of the officers on flatland is going to be, they're going to be officers of color. So that rule never comes up. I have never heard of nobody on flatland. It could have happened, but it ain't happened around me. I ain't saying it don't happen. It could have happened, but it ain't happened around me. I ain't never heard of nobody on flatland getting a reckless eyeballing charge. And that charge probably still on the books. I don't know. I'm going to ask somebody. But that charge probably still on the books. But up in them mountains, man, especially when I first got locked up, man, that charge, man, a whole lot of dudes in jail for that. A whole lot of dudes. And then the young ones, they going to buck anyway. They say, man, you can't tell me where to look. Oh, yes, I can. Turn around, cuff up. Yeah, turn around, cuff up. And like, man, that ain't no charge. Yeah, it is. Ain't going to show it to you. It's a charge. Reckless eyeballing, man. Yeah, don't look at me. Don't look at me. Yeah. So look how much power you putting in a person's hand. Look how much power you putting in a female's hand. Yeah, where she can handle you any way she want to handle you, because she know that she has the power. You understand? Just like the dudes, they know they have the power. They don't like you, they can use that excuse to say, oh, they saw you looking at her and lock you up. Man, I'm telling you, it was just insanity, man. Looking back on it now, just more blessings, man. More blessings to be out of those situations, man. But it's a lot of dudes that's still in those situations. So, prayers up for them. And for the young people that's out here that's free, man, I'm telling you, this is a life that you got to choose. This is a life that you got to choose, but make no mistake about it, man. You go up in there, you is in the matrix, man. That's just one of thousands and thousands of other problems that you're going to have to deal with, man, being incarcerated, man. So, anyway, man, this is just something that I wanted to share with y'all, man. Don't know how y'all gonna take this video, but I will know if you hit me in the comments, man, and like the video. Like I told y'all, man, the likes really help move the algorithm, man, help grow this channel. We've been putting in a lot of work over here, man, constant, man, and we consistent, man, so we need to be bigger and we need to have a louder voice so this message can reach more people. But I can't do that without y'all, man, so let's get it going, man. Let's get it going. TBP Nation, stand up, man. Y'all talk to me in the comments. I talk back. Y'all be safe, be smart, man. Make good decisions, man. I see y'all in a bit. Boom, 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 boom. Duck them hooks, man. And be careful who you look at, man. You might get a reckless eyeballing charge. Bam.
Anything special?
Yeah.
Pure deliciousness.
Pure deliciousness, man. My name is Banky, man. Everybody calls me Banky. That's the name that I got from my grandmother when I was young. I'm coming out here after 30 years. Yeah, I ain't got nothing, but I'm gonna have something because I'm rich in personality, you know, and I'm rich in love. My family love me, and that's really all that counts.